Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, Cynicalex, and you're probably going to see a lot of Enchantress in World Boss. Wow. In World Boss smashing it out, so I decided what would be better than to take her into Galactus GBR and see if she can do decent damage or not. So I did build her up to level 70. I did do some other things to her build, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But first here, let's see what she can do against the big purple Galacto boss. Now, because she's not universal, she is going to do less damage. And we're doing pretty good right now. We're holding up with a tier 3 Luna Snow with Nick Fury and White Fox. Not bad, not bad. So yeah, the accumulation. So the good thing about Enchantress here against Galactus is that the accumulation on her third skill is still enough to give her some sort of damage, right? And she hits hard enough with her base skills to do some kind of damage. Now, how much damage she's going to do is up for debate. Here, we're going to get healed by Luna, which is really nice. We get healed by Luna's tier 3. So we actually heal up all of the damage that we took from being dumb and getting hit by Galactus there. Okay, we just got hit by Galactus again. Oh, wow, it pops up regardless, eh? So you can kind of insta-cancel 5. That's kind of nice. You want to ride 4 out. We're going to have to move here, I believe. These are the ones that chase you. Yeah, so she's going to be able to do decent damage because of the accumulation. But she's losing, of course, the all defense down. And she's also losing the mind resistance down. Now, because you can move around with her 4th skill, it does have the V-pad. It does give you some nice tricks positioning-wise. Gotta be very careful here. Yeah, we're doing not bad. 13, 14 million. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. 2 minutes. 14 million damage. Not bad, not bad. We're gonna 5 into 4 and then just back off here. And it's nice because those meteors, those blue meteors or whatever mind meteors that she summons, they rain down even though she is far, far away. So she's got some pretty cute skills as far as tactically is concerned, right? Not just the look of the skill, but also tactically. Now, here we're gonna have an attack speed sort of meltdown. I don't know why this happens. It's only the person that was buffed by Doctor Strange gets that. But yeah, it's nice for GBR being able to move around. Being able to reposition yourself is always really, really good for GBR. And I'm actually kind of surprised that her damage is decent enough. Let me go sort of buff up my teammates, encourage them. 20 million damage in 3 minutes, not bad. It's not gonna blow you away, but I was curious how bad her damage is gonna be, and it's really not that bad. It's really not that bad at all. I wonder, you know what, Gwenpool might do more damage though. Well, you know what, Gwenpool can't do more damage because she's level 60, but I imagine if Gwenpool could go to level 70, Gwenpool would do as much if not more damage here, because Gwenpool doesn't rely on any of the all defense down or mind resist or cold resist down. I believe maybe one of Gwenpool's skills has cold resist down, but otherwise Gwenpool just hits with you know, hard raw damage. And the reason why I'm comparing Gwenpool, of course, is because she's the only other paywall character in the game for now, and hopefully for a long time to come, not just for now. I'm gonna play it a little bit risky here, okay, yeah, it wasn't the worst move in the world. Okay. Yeah, oh, okay. So nice. 27 million damage, keeping up with Bluma. It's supposed to be Bulma, but okay. Bluma. Not bad, not bad. Here we go. 29 million. There we go. So you get about 1 million every time you pop that 5-4 combo. At least 1 million. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. And you get to move around. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Okay. So she did a little bit better here than I thought she was going to do. Obviously, you know, paywall uniform, you expect a lot of it. It's not just the looks, right? Okay, we got it again, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange just can't wait, right? He's like, oh yeah, Enchantress, summer days Enchantress. I really want to give you this buff. Oh yeah, pervy Doctor Strange. Wait until Clea sees this, bro. You're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in deep trouble. Get the little meteors there to rain down. Her skills are nice. They're not amazing. I wish they were a little bit better animation wise. They blend in a little bit too much here with what's going on, but it's not bad. She gets guard broken. That's the only thing. No super armor, no invincibility, so the guard break is real. But yeah, we just got first place damage. Not bad. 5 minutes? A 5-minute clear from Enchantress. 35 million damage in 5 minutes. So theoretically, if I played a little bit more aggressively, theoretically she could solo. It would take about 10 minutes. That was She-Hulk lead and Valkyrie support. And Valkyrie, of course, has a... Not of course, but Valkyrie has a CTP of Insight. Awesome rewards, by the way, netmarble. Oh, amazing. But yeah, let's go take a look at the build now. You're going to see Enchantress, you know, melting face against Ebony, possibly Corvus, even Cull Obsidian. Sure, but I want to try something different. So yeah, I think she can solo. Again, I don't think that's a reason to buy the uniform. I'm just showing you sort of her maximum output with the build that I have. The build that I have is not what you may expect. Maybe expecting a CTP of Rage or something like that. No, we have I rolled this. It's quite nice, but it is free to play friendly. It is a 40% mind damage, 200 proc, and the fire resist is, of course, for those pesky Jean Greys and those Infernos that you face in PvP. You know, man, I can't stop dying to Red Hulk in PvP, so I need that fire resist. No, the fire resist is just a bad stat. If I could change that, I would change that to crit rate or crit damage. That's really the only key stat that Enchantress is missing. She doesn't have any crit damage. She doesn't have any critical rate on any of her skills. She has an attack, defense, all speed buff. She's got, of course, the mind resistance, which is so juicy. She's got the mind control. She's got the accumulation. She's got the immunity. It's awesome. She's got the charm and the invisibility, but no sub-stat self buffs for crit damage, for crit rate. So that is something you are absolutely going to need to make up. So I made up for it with 4-star and 5-star crit rate and crit damage Uru. But again, you can see this is not a very expensive, it's a very expensive uniform, but it's not a very expensive build once you have the uniform. I only upgraded the healed sandals because, you know, her feet get tired. She needs to walk around in the sand all day, posing for photos and stuff. No, obviously just for the extra crit damage there. I had it originally rolled to ignore defense, but I swapped it over because it was going to be overcapped on ignore defense by a lot. So I'd rather give her some ignore defense Uru and then have a larger crit damage percentage, which can then go way higher because the cap for crit damage is way higher than ignore defense. So yeah, those are the stats. Nothing too outstanding, but she hits really hard. So it is a combination of her skills having mind resist and all defense down, her self buffing leadership to amplify those numbers, and then herself, as you can see, 35 million damage in 5 minutes is nothing to scoff at. So with a CTP of Rage or possibly a CTP of Judgment, she could solo faster against Galactus. But even with this build and a mythic uniform, she has enough juice to solo, and you can see the rolls there for the stats that I'm going for. So we're gonna jump into some other content now, but I will say it's a top 500 Enchantress. There is some bad news. There is some bad news with this uniform. We're gonna go up against a stage 70. Can she do stage 70 Cull Obsidian? I don't know. Let's find out. There is some bad news with this character in general here. She's not a hero, so you're gonna have a tougher time building a team around her as far as supports go. But I think the biggest criticism of this character, besides the cost of the uniform, obviously the cost of the uniform is a biggie, very, very important thing to talk about or to mention. But besides that, we don't have any that don't have all defense down. Okay, that's weird. Okay. Besides the cost of the uniform, it's very hard to play with a regular proc. You just have to spam her skills so much, right? She has 4 out of 5 very essential skills. So you know how, for example, Sharon Rogers, skill 3 is essential, and then skill 5 and 4 are essential. But skill 1 and 2, you don't have to press them. You can press them. You can use them to just an iframe on 2, and you can build up your tier 3 faster. Sure, whatever. There's some minor damage, but you can kind of ignore them, right? For Namor, it's sort of the same thing. 1 and 2, you can use them, and you do use them when 3, 4, and 5 are on cooldown. But generally speaking, 3 is for the iframe and the AoE, 4 is for the guard hit and the damage, and 5 is for the self buff and the iframe and the damage, right? So yeah, that's the thing, right? With Enchantress, you know, 2 is for the charm. You need the charm. You need the 5-second charm. 3 is for the accumulation. You absolutely need that. 5 is for the iframe cancel damage. You need that, the AoE. And then 4 is for the persistent damage. So you need to press all these skills. Where do I have time during a damage proc to press 2, 3, 5, 4? But that's the rotation, 2, 3, 5, 4. So let's see what happens. You gotta basically press them all. We're not gonna press them all right now. So what we're gonna, okay, we switched. All right. So we goofed up at the beginning. Let's just wait it out. We're just gonna wait this one out. We'll start the clock off at whatever. We're going to do 3, 5, 4. And we're going to proc on 4. And, okay, we got, okay, wow. All defense. Okay, so yeah. Charm, 3, 5, 4. And so, yeah, it's a very, very tight rotation when you have a damage proc. Now, I didn't have a damage proc, and so I wasn't worrying about this before when I had a CTP of authority on her, right? But you basically have to wait until 4 is off, almost off cooldown before you start your little rotation, right? So you do 2, and then you sort of stand around for 3, 5, 4. You can instant cancel 5, which is nice, and you just pop over into 4. Charm there. Maybe you could splash in a little bit of 1, but it's, you can see it's a really tight rotation. I'm hitting my procs, which is really nice. Charm there. Boom. There we go. Another proc. Very... Oh, he's loose. He's loose. Taking damage. Yikes. Scary. There we missed the proc. We landed on 5 instead of 4. Okay, we're going to charm him again. There's the proc on 4. Charm again. You have to wait there. So yeah, I mean, I think you can get it. It's actually not that bad. I thought it was a little bit worse at first, but I'm sort of getting used to it now. But it is really spazzy. It's very frenetic, right? And so if you have trouble with these kinds of rotations, she is going to be kind of a pain in the butt if you don't have a judgment or a rage. Now I mentioned judgment because she's all elemental. She's all mind damage, and that's why I rolled a mind damage proc. But look at this. She's doing crazy damage here. We're getting a little bit of help from the strikers, but yeah, there we procced on 5, so the damage is low. Yeah, so that's really the only knock on the character. Besides the cost of the uniform, we're going to charm him so that he never does his little roar business thing. But besides the cost of the character and the cost of the uniform, the only other issue I have with it is that it's an extremely tight rotation. And if you miss it, you miss out on a lot of damage. Now, she still hits hard. You have that, but some people don't aren't big fans of these kinds of rotations. Understandable. And I'm actually canceling 4 a little bit early, but there is some extra hits at the end when she sort of pushes forward. There it is. But you have to risk getting hit by him because of the... We're actually quite early now. We actually missed our proc. There's the proc. Okay, we completely missed it. I'm going to charm him, do the 1, do the 3, kind of sit on that, and then 5, 4. There we go. He moved out of the way. Okay, the tracking on the orbs is kind of slow sometimes. But yeah, stage 70 with a 200 proc. Easy peasy. All right, you done? You done, friend? We did 5, 3, 4 there. We sort of mixed it up. Charm him again. It's a pretty safe character to play. Man, the lack of... Oh, she's dead. Yep. The lack of super armor hurts. If you get caught and stuff like that, you're just toast. Now, if she had a rage, maybe she gets out of that because she dodges enough of his attacks. I only needed to dodge 1 attack or maybe 2 in a row to then be able to charm him. I was spamming 2 trying to charm him. I died. Very, very strong character. Very, extremely strong. You know, stage 99 of Ebony. She just demolished stage 70 of Corvus, of Cull. She can do stage 70, 80 Corvus. She's easy to play, sort of like Scarlet Witch. I would really compare her to Scarlet Witch, where you can make it work with a mind damage proc, or you can make it work with a CTP of energy, but ultimately it's the smoothest gameplay comes with the CTP of rage, because you don't have to worry about the cooldown of your proc in relation to your skills, and you don't have to worry about timing everything. Because yeah, actually, you know what, it's a really good example. Although Scarlet doesn't really need to do 1 and 2, her 3, 4, and 5 are so important, right? You need to do 4 regularly for the charm, for the mind control on Scarlet, and then you need to do 5 for the damage and the AoE, and then you want to do 3 for the healing and the buffs, and to move around and sort of channel, right? So you're trying to balance all of those skills on a proc. It's just kind of annoying. Now, Enchantress has a bit shorter cooldowns than Scarlet, so I think she makes it work a little bit easier. You know, 7 seconds here, 7.5 seconds here, and then 6.5 seconds there. But it is still pretty tight. But yeah, I would very much consider her, or very much compare her to Scarlet Witch. You don't use all defense down strikers. You don't need to use mind control strikers because she brings all of that to the table. So you just bring a bunch of damage strikers, and then she slaps. She absolutely slaps. So it is a bit of a shame as well that this uniform is paid, because this uniform would be especially helpful to newer players due to the fact that you don't need to rely on strikers to mind control for you and to all defense down for you, right? So characters who bring that to the table themselves are very nice in World Boss, but there are a lot of other very nice World Boss characters, especially for newer players. Beta Ray Bill's amazing for World Boss for newer players, but he has his own costs associated. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Enchantress. I don't think I'm going to try it out in PvP, but maybe somebody will, and maybe someone will have some fun and some success there. Let me know what you think of the build. And yeah, I think I'm just going to leave her with this mind damage 200 proc. I think she's good enough to just roll through and do stage 70, 80 for me any day. The thing is, I also use her as a leadership for Deadpool, so I might not actually even use her on the stages where I use Deadpool, because for example against Cull Obsidian, I would just use her and Deadpool does it even faster than she does, and Deadpool does it with less errors, right? So yeah, we need at least one more of these characters that has this leadership free to play. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.